like a mustache. From end to end, spread it like a rash. From talking through your Walkman or at your disco bash.
Hey, Beater, when's the next episode of Grandma's Pillbox? Well, it's actually right now. Welcome back.
Next year.
We took a break. Not a forced break. Well, actually, it was a forced break.
Basically a necessary break.
Yeah. We had technical issues. We've got a new mic now.
The Samson Q60, whatever.
Q2U.
Q2U.
It's a bit of a tongue twister. But let us know what you guys think about the volume. I was listening to it, prepping, and it sounded really good. But yeah, we're back. Episode 50.
Episode 50, not the beloved episode that we teased in the previous ones, where a special guest was going to be on. But you know what? To get an episode out, it's just us two. And kicking off the new year with episode 50.
Heck yeah.
Halfway to 100. First prediction of 2024. Are we making it to episode 100?
100%.
100%.
This 50 episodes this year. Actually, I don't think we will.
No.
I don't think we'll make it to 100 this year.
Because a weekly upload is 52 weeks. So that would mean 52 episodes. We'd have to upload every week this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or more. Maybe two.
Which could be a good goal, but
too much.
What we talked about was bi-weekly episodes.
Yeah.
I think that's just so much better for what our schedules are like right now.
For this upcoming this episode right now, what we've got lined up is just some catching up stuff, random things that's happened since Black Friday. We made an episode basically.
Yeah, it's been like a month and 2 weeks almost.
A little break. Black Friday, obviously New Year's just happened. This is the New Year episode. And then catching up on some random tidbits of news and global events.
So much has happened. I was happy to discover that Wikipedia current events page. Because it gives you maybe 10 things that happened every day of the month. So I was able to just scroll through that and find some really cool things that have been going on. But before we get into some of like the news stories and headlines, I think we got to talk about what we've been doing during this break.
Essentially, I've been working. You've been working.
I've been working. I feel like I've had a little bit more time off than you. But yeah, we've just both been grinding and seeing family and celebrating the holidays with the loved ones.
Yeah. Christmas time, I went over to Florida, enjoyed some cloudy 70-degree weather.
Did you get any disc golf done?
No, I didn't even think about it. But the thing is, I didn't see any disc golf courses, so I don't think I really would have had any time.
Yeah.
Most of it was just spent with Celia's family.
Nothing's going to beat the Beaver Ranch experience of like the greatest vacation disc golf course ever.
So far, no. I don't think so, because that, even though it was a $20 entry, it was just great views, great weather the whole time. And even though I sucked, I just had a great time hiking through that course and just throwing fall.
Yeah,
you know.
Good vibes and good views.
What about you? Let the fans know.
So, we're getting back into this, huh?
Come on,
a little bit of quiet time. I know we got to get snappy with it. I, like I said, had some family experiences. My cousin got engaged, so that was kind of like the talk of the party for my dad's side. Saw my mom's side. Actually, Kate's family Christmas is this Saturday.
Oh, nice.
They put it off a little bit because they've got a lot of healthcare workers. Some things happened. I mean, it was kind of just like a normal Christmas for me. Like, I worked, I had some days off. I guess we talked a little bit about it off screen, but I saw some of the high school friends that I haven't seen in
They went shooting at the gun range,
Yes,
gambling at the casino.
We went full Arthur Morgan. Yeah, first time shooting guns, which was an exhilarating experience.
What did you shoot?
I shot a Glock 43 X. I shot just a standard issue 9mm Glock. I forget what the exact model is, just like the black one. Both of those were semi-auto. I shot a Savage with some numbers behind it, which is a sniper bolt action.
Ooh.
And then John Suiero, who's a buddy of ours, is in the Army, lives in Florida right now. He came up for the holidays, which is kind of why that whole trip was planned, that whole shooting range trip. And he brought some ARs and some other stuff, so I got to fire off some of those guys.
Nice.
But it was my first time using my Foyd to shoot, and it made me just once I get out of living at home, I'm gonna probably purchase something. And let me get your thought on this, because you are our resident Lithuanian correspondent.
Okay.
I've got some of the blood in me from the motherland through my grandfather and my mom's side. It's not as pure as yours, but I still want to try and make an attempt to, especially with your friend, like me being friends with you, try and like connect a little bit more culturally, because I was really raised in a house where like none of our we had really not a lot of culture other than like American culture, and I've always been so fascinated by like European culture, whether that be Eastern or Western. To tie that all back, I was looking at firearms that are specifically manufactured in Lithuania. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that would be pretty cool to get like a Lithuanian gun, or do you even know off the top of your head if any are made there?
I kind of doubt it. Not really allowed to have a gun in Lithuania.
Really?
I mean, that's like in a lot of Europe. You're not allowed to have guns. It's an American thing. The Second Amendment, right to bear arms, okay? Yeah. It's in America, all right? Out west, they like the guns. Back in the Yankee lands, you just get a knife, you know. No, but you can get guns like in Lithuania. It's just harder.
Yeah. So
I mean, maybe a stereotype answer would be like a Kalashnikov, AK.
Kalashnikov? That's Russian though, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was funny, but I was kind of looking around at that, and that among other things, like some traditional Lithuanian art and like some stuff like that is something that I'm interested in getting to decorate. Even, I don't know, maybe like a tattoo.
Tattoo?
You know, like how like Hawaiians and Polynesians have like tribal. Is there like some sort of tribal Lithuanian style?
If my grandma saw me with a tattoo, she'd banish me from.
Oh, okay.
It kind of just depends. I don't think a lot of traditional Lithuanians like tattoos.
Okay.
But it's more like just like a rebellious thing. It's I don't know the cultural context for Hawaiians having the tribal tattoos. I guess for their tribes, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time it's cold in Lithuania, so you're not really gonna show off those tattoos.
That's fair. I don't know.
I mean, we could have a Lithuanian culture episode if you really want. Dive deep.
I'd love to do that. It's been something I've been more interested in learning recently.
Off the top of my dome, it's like good food or Lithuanian food. Maybe like playing basketball. I mean, you got that part.
Yeah, true.
Play some basketball.
Yeah, I already have one of those.
And then like more natural things, like what my grandma would do is cut pine branches, like small clippings off of her tree, and just put it inside, or like amber is a pretty Lithuanian like decoration.
Interesting.
Remember my amber story I told when I came back from Lithuania? The princess that dated the mortal, and then her castle got destroyed by Zeus, and then the shattering of the amber castle spread out the amber crystals on the beaches.
I don't remember that, to be honest, but I'll go back to one of our old episodes.
Go back to episode whatever.
Yeah, that like I got into Red Dead recently, which I think I already discussed with the Podsters. Thanks to Thomas's, I caught COVID at the beginning of December.
No. I don't think you did.
Did I not? Oh, no, yeah.
No.
Gosh, there's been so much.
Liam has gotten to Red Dead right after I mentioned it on the pod.
Yep.
Said on a sick day you can play it. He got sick literally a day after, 2 days.
Yep. And I've been grinding that COVID. Once I kind of got over like the bedridden portion of it, it was hopping in the chair and just grinding as Arthur all day. And I've been loving it. It's probably the greatest game I've played. Cuz it's got such an intricate open world system. From what I've heard from other people, it's the best open world system.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a great story, great characters. The setting is awesome. It's Rockstar. It's a Rockstar game. There's really nothing bad to say about it.
It's an incredible Rockstar game. Like you said, the setting's great. I love just the random encounters because when I first started the game, I didn't know about the random encounters, so I'm immediately exploring as soon as I go into the game, and then these random guys like jump me, and I still didn't learn the controls fully, so I just get shot to death.
And there's like, they're ongoing also. Like, it's weird. You might run into like a group of guys, and then you might run into someone related to them or that knows them at a later point. Mm-hmm. So you always just have to be locked into the story to because then you can catch these little things.
Yep.
Super interesting.
One random encounter is like an old woman with a very rare horse, and if you like go approach the thing from like very far away, you can shoot her. She dies, and you can take the rare horse. It's just like a random thing.
Yeah, you found that out when you were searching up the best horse to get.
Yep. I mean, have you gotten the best horse yet for you? Or you just
I've been
stable horse?
I'm a stable guy. I've just been rocking with the Dutch Warm Blood. I really like the look of it. Tiki convinced me to go up and snag the White Arabian.
That's the easiest one to get.
Yeah,
I didn't like the all white though, so I went for like a different one.
Mm-hmm.
More I called my horse S'more, but it was just like blue with white dots.
Nice. Yeah, all white is like it's so sick. It's like a Yu-Gi-Oh monster. You ever play Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, but I can imagine.
Yeah, wild. I don't think you talked about this either, but we did a little bit together. You falling from a tree.
Yeah, it was just like my maybe second experience climbing for my job. The first one was like just training on honey locust. If you're in the Midwest, honey locusts are everywhere. It's like a good landscaping tree, about like 30 feet up. That was like just my first experience, and then the second one was an elm. Another like big landscaping tree, and I probably went up like 50 feet, and you're climbing up like a branch that goes sideways, not sideways, but like 45 degrees out, and the way my rope's tied in is like I got pressure pulling me back, so I'm just holding on, and once I finish like making all the cuts, I'm trying to come down, and I'm kind of losing grip strength, and I'm like, shit, because then like if you want to go lower but still on the branch, you gotta give yourself some slack in the rope so then you can keep going down. But then as soon as I do that, kind of lose grip, and then like I swing towards the trunk or the middle of the tree, I hit it and I'm like upside down.
Oh no.
And it wasn't really that, like I wasn't scared, it was just like funny. The guys on the ground was like, Thomas, oh no, what are you doing? My helmet fucking fell off.
Damn. Second day climbing?
Well, second time
climbing.
This was maybe like, I don't know, a month in.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've been getting a lot more used to climbing.
Nice.
I think for my third time.
Forearms are absolutely rock hard, ladies and gentlemen.
And sore. Yeah, like I described it off camera, but every time I would get off of the tree, my forearms would feel like they're in hell, like just like stinging pain. I feel like I thought at first like I tore a muscle, but literally it's just like extreme soreness. Mm-hmm. Now that when I climb, I don't feel it anymore.
Damn.
maybe a little soreness, but not as much.
Your grip strength is probably insane right now.
It's getting up there. You know, any blue collar worker, their forearm strength is just
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the third time, my trainer, he wanted me to get some exposure, so we went up 80 feet high into an elm. That had me shitting my pants up there. Like, he wasn't worried about me, like, getting any work done. This was, like, on the job, but he was just like, I need you to have this experience going up here.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I shit myself, but I'm glad I did it, because, like, any other, like, normal tree height, I'm not worried anymore.
Yeah.
Overall, the height, like, fear is going away.
Nice.
And I'm more or less just, like, getting into the groove where, like, I know how to set up my tie-in, all my knots to set up my hitch and everything. And for anyone that knows knots, you do, like, an anchor bend and then overhand knot just to connect the one end of the rope, and then the working end where you slide up and down. We use a distal hitch, which is, I can't describe it, but
we'll throw it on the green screen.
throw it on the green screen.
I completely forgot we have this. Yeah, green screen now.
Speaking of the new mic, we also have a green screen that Liam got for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what we're gonna throw on here. Probably just some background, but if we have some high-tech editing, maybe we can do it on the fly.
Up the production value. We'll have to pay Chris more, but that's all right.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah. Love you, buddy.
Distal hitch, like, you just learn all these things, like running bowline. Like, I know you know some for fishing.
Mm-hmm.
It just comes with the trade.
Yeah, for sure. Experience.
And so I'm, like, getting in the groove of that. And before, my forearms would burn because I would just use my arms to pull up. But now I finally got a foot extender, which connects to your boot and the bottom of your working end rope. So as you're pulling down the rope through the hitch, you're using your foot to pull the slack through. So before, you would pull, and then you have to pull with your other hand the slack out. But now, as you're climbing straight up, you can just use your foot to push down the slack as you go up.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Does that take a little bit to get used to, like, that movement?
No.
Pretty easy.
It's intuitive.
Yeah.
In a way.
Good hand-eye coordination or foot-body coordination.
One day during work, climbed a elm during, like, a rainy day, about probably, like, 50 feet up. But, like, I really wasn't too worried. I was just like, holy shit, it's slippery, and, like, I'm trying to get comfortable. So I'm happy that I'm getting used to the line of work.
I'm proud. I'm not proud. Well, I am proud that you're doing a good job and putting food on the table. But I'm happy that you're also enjoying it a lot. 'Cause it seems like you are. I know it's hard work, but it's good. It's good work.
In comparison, like, today, this is right after work for both of us.
Yeah.
I climbed, like, a 15-foot tree, and it was, like, small. Like, it looks like it was, like, to anybody, it looks like it's, like, a very young tree.
Mm-hmm.
And my guy was like, I need you to climb this. I'm like, really? And I fucking climbed it. It was easy as balls, but.
Let's go. Nobody's really going to know, but this tree out back, do you remember what it looks like?
Yeah.
How high is that one?
Kind of hard to guesstimate. He's got a black walnut out back. Probably 50 feet.
Okay. Dang. 80 feet?
80 feet. I'm telling you, it was crazy.
Dude, I can't even comprehend that. That's wild. And you just had, like, what, did you do anything in specific to try and get over that fear while you were up there?
You just, like, for me, when I'm up there, you kind of, like, if you're not doing something, then you kind of, like, just sit there, like, holy shit, I'm high.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what do I do? And then to snap out of it, for me, I'm just like, trust the gear. Like, you know, just trust the gear.
Mm-hmm.
And then get moving, because you're not going to get anywhere by sitting still.
Yeah.
And one of my coworkers put it best is, like, the only way to get over the fear is put yourself into fear.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That is true for so many things. Which kind of parlays into a book that I've been reading called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F Word It's by a guy named Mark Manson. Came out in 2016, and it's kind of, like I said, it kind of shares the same idea as what you were saying, where to like do anything, you just have to do it. And it's kind of like I like reading self-help books, because I think building like a strong mindset is something that I lack. So I'm trying to build a stronger mindset to try and achieve the things I want to achieve. And this one was almost like an anti-self-help. It's very weird to read, because he's got such like a casual tone when he's writing, or he's telling these crazy stories and almost like examples that he uses in the book to try and relate to the reader are just wild. It's like strippers and drugs, and he almost like overplays it to try and like relate to the reader more. It's a weird thing, but the gist of the book is like, care about less things and set your values into like things that will allow you to be more authentic. And he thinks that will just give people a healthier perspective, so they're not worrying about as much BS, so then they'll be able to find happiness and be successful, and not wasting their energy on things that don't matter. There was also an interesting.
So are you in the middle of this book, or
I'm probably 85% of the way through.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the more interesting ideas that he talked about was the idea that like we and most people are not exceptional. The problem is it's hard for people to accept that, because all they see when they watch the news or consume something is they either see exceptionally good things, Nobel Peace Prize winners, a kid who got like a 1600 on his SAT at like age 11, or murders, death. Like it's like so extreme.
The complete like quote unquote best, or the complete like worst of society.
And it never shows mediocrity, and that's what like the majority of people are in, but they're always comparing themselves to those like bests and worsts. I mean, everything in life is like a bell curve. There's few people at the front, few people at the back, and everybody's going to be at that point in the middle, but everybody's looking to that front and the back. And he thinks that looking at those people is just going to kind of cause you like this internal angst and turmoil, and almost like give you like an entitled feeling, like I deserve this, I deserve that.
Okay.
It's interesting.
I'm trying to think of a response.
Yeah. You don't have to
like. So the book, was this just one subsection of it, like that you're bringing up, or is this like the main theme of the whole book? Subtle art of not giving a fuck. I would not think of it as like telling you to level your mindset. Oh, like the subtle art of not giving a fuck. I guess it kind of makes sense to not give a shit if you're amazing or not. Just think like you're mediocre and everyone else is mediocre. But also, I don't know. I think there's some benefit to looking at someone really well if you can learn from them.
For sure.
Obviously, comparison is the killer of joy. Yeah. Everyone knows that saying, so don't kill yourself if dude, this is a shout out. Don't kill yourself.
Please don't.
don't edge to this part. Dan, I'm looking at you. Check if you're watching this. Leave a comment if you've ever heard about this book.
It was recommended by Aaron Rodgers in some list that he put out, and like top X amount of books to like you should read.
So, just to lead the conversation forward, do you see yourself mainly attracted to reading self-help books, or is that like just like a genre that you like?
I'd say it's been like about 2 years, maybe 3 years that I've been attracted to reading those. I think it's because there's like a lot of like sorry if I wasn't close to the mic there. There's a lot of like internal things that I'm dealing with, and like as I grow and mature, both in like all my relationships and in my career and stuff, I start to realize things that might have been like things that happened in my childhood that are causing things. So certain, just like how I was raised and how like it's formed me as a person, and I'm trying to understand that more. And I think the more like I get these different perspectives, it kind of helps me in that. So I saw a lot of things in myself in this book, somewhat entitled, and like there was an example of like a relationship that I kind of felt like I might relate with. So I don't know, it's just like a way for me to, I guess, like unlock things that might be deep inside me that I struggle with looking internally.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had a problem with internalizing things and looking at like what my feelings were, and I'd always just kind of push them to the side. So it's something that like I'm starting to do more, and it's been pretty fun. Yeah.
Have you taken mushrooms?
Twice.
No, I meant recently. This
No.
month gap.
No.
Because it sounds like you've just like.
Last time was.
We don't have to disclose anything.
No, we don't. But yeah. Does it sound like it's like a post psychedelic mindset?
I'm just making fun. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting though, because I'd like to try and do that again while I'm like kind of into this and try and unlock more of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And you know Dylan, obviously.
Yep.
He's someone that I really want to possibly do that with, and we've had some great conversations, and he's also helped me with like unlocking some things. It's been a very curious relationship that we've fostered over the past like couple months, him and I.
Yeah, hard for me to directly relate, not because like I don't feel those things, but I just feel like you, or like you previous, like as a rock where you just like put feelings off to the side, and I feel like I don't change, but obviously everyone changes through the years.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's fair to say that I'm a rock. I just take whatever I hear and then actually think about it. Because
I don't know.
This is why I don't have a response, because I can't really say that I don't internalize things where I do, but I don't think like. Cut this out, Chris. Cut this out.
No, we leave this in. This is real. This is real. I feel like you're like incredibly emotional intelligence. Is that the right word for just being kind of in tune with your emotions? I see it a lot with like how you and Celia interact. Like it's like you guys are kind of like what I strive to be in like my relationship also. Just like it's very healthy. You guys have great communication. Obviously enjoy being with each other. You guys are now living together, which is awesome. But yeah, I don't know, it's interesting.
I guess it's just something to end this off for communication in relationships, is to never think that your communication set can always be better.
Mm-hmm.
Just always be open to talk about things that you thought were fine, but maybe just one slight thing wasn't fine.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah. But
I can move on.
Let's move on. On a different note, Steam Winter Sale is ending tomorrow, and I got a haul last night after playing some UFC with Hayden and Owen and getting knocked out many times by Owen with Conor McGregor. I decided I need to spend some money, so I logged onto my computer and I checked out the Steam Winter Sale. First of all, absolutely gutted that I did not get Red Dead for 66% off like it is right now.
Yep. Or you could have gone to G2A and still get that price.
Yeah, and then my account gets hacked and everything I've worked for is gone.
It does
It's
not work
Xbox
like that.
code. This is Steam, Thomas.
It's just a Steam code.
True. That's true.
But yeah, I saw that Red Dead was on sale. I was like, damn, Liam.
I know. But listen, right now with how I am, I wouldn't have been able to get as many hours as I did when I was sick earlier in the month. So it works out. But I picked up Crusader Kings 3. I picked up Hogwarts Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, Game of the Year.
And then Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls and also Monster Hunter.
Oh, Monster Hunter, nice.
Yeah. So I think I picked up those 5 games for $130. Fantastic deal. I'm very happy with it. Skyrim has been a game that I've played maybe like 10 hours at most into.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
It's a fucking goated game.
I have it on 360 right now, but I don't have a power cable for my 360. I've tried to go back many times to play it.
Mm-hmm.
It always just ends with me not wanting to buy another power cable because it's too much work. But yeah, now that I've got those, eventually I'm going to probably invest in a new PC. And when that point comes, I'll have those great games to play.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I looked at the Steam Winter Sale as well once you sent it, and I don't know, I'm not that much of a gamer anymore, so I wasn't interested in too much of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, like, Baldur's Gate seems like you can't just, like, play that for a couple hours at a time. Or, like, it seems like it's a... Because you need... Well...
You could play it by yourself.
For me, is I start a game and I need to keep playing that game, or else I lose interest in it.
Yeah.
Like Red Dead is, I'm glad I played it before employment because I was able to get as many hours as I could into it before getting busy with everything.
That's fair. It's hard to justify putting time aside right now to play games because there's so many things, passion projects like this, editing for other people, working on your woodworking, or just anything else that we're interested in doing that could take precedent over sitting down and basically getting our dopamine receptors fried for like a few hours. But
gaming has its benefits, like keeping the mind fresh, reaction time, thinking skills.
Yeah.
But like when you play it hours on end for multiple days, like, your dopamine gets like shocked and then goes down below baseline.
Yeah.
And I've definitely felt that. I think I can't point to specific examples, but you just play a game wonderfully, like, for so long, and then once you're done playing the game, you're like, shit, I want to play the game.
Yeah.
It's gonna give me dopamine.
Yeah. Yep. Gaming. Had a little conversation with Tiki about it also.
About Red Dead or gaming?
Just gaming in general, and Red Dead. And I guess we all kind of talked about it because it's interesting how, like, everybody makes time to do it or doesn't have time to do it and puts it off, or just isn't even doing it anymore, really.
I don't know. This isn't intentional, but I'm like trying to seek pleasure from other things, whereas gaming can kind of be instantaneous whilst also like delayed gratification. Mm-hmm. You still have to play the game in order to get that gratification, and then like kind of when it's done, you're done with it. Yeah. Whereas for me, I'm trying to seek something where it can be continuous, like you don't work on it for however long the game is, like 30, 40 hours, and then you're done with it. Yeah, there's exceptions, like whatever competitive games, like
those ones are dangerous though.
Yeah,
because those you just get sucked in, and that's when you get like the 8 hours of like daily playing, and like that's a speed run to fry your receptors. Because you're just going next game. All right, I lost. Next game. All right, I lost. Next game. Yeah. Just boom, 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 boom.
Where I was going with that was like you mentioned woodworking. I haven't done too much, but that's just because like I've just been somewhat resistant just to start. Like I'm getting the tools slowly. Like I've made space in the garage. It used to be a mess. Now it's like all cleaned up. And I guess like this one guy was like just start with whatever you have, and then the better tools or whatever you need will come along the way. And I guess I'm just having a hard time because sometimes I'm like, oh, I need it to be perfect, but just don't give a fuck and just do it. But woodworking delves into like other forms of art. Like I want to make a nice coffee table, or work on making a bedside table at home. And then like maybe some of the art form of it is like wood carving. That takes like time. I don't know, it's just like a cool little skill to have where I just want to get good at it, and like it can be throughout my whole life.
For sure.
What?
And I don't know, maybe I don't know what it is about me, but I always think to like a possibility of making a little bit of cheddar on the side.
No, yeah, that's definitely on my mind too. I want to get good at it so I can like make a charcuterie board or whatever, fucking a cool desk. Like one of my friends, he made like a TV console custom, like with just like a couple boards of wood, and it's like custom fit for what he wanted, like his 2 speakers, his vinyl player, his center consoles and stuff. Like he got it all to fit like very nicely. And
when it's custom built like that, it's awesome. My uncle has, sorry to cut you off, he's got a little bit of woodworking experience, so a lot of the new furniture for like the Michigan houses that we're rebuilding are built like by him.
That's awesome.
And one of those that I think you're gonna love is like maybe a table about as big as that marble over there, and it's sealed on the top with like a resin. Yeah, epoxy, and it's a big Notre Dame logo.
Nice.
For like the family.
Hell yeah.
But he does such a great job at that craftsmanship. But
yeah, and then with my work, like I brought home a piece of wood. I don't know if you ever seen on a tree where it kind of looks like a wart, like a giant wart at the bottom of it. So we cut down a tree, and then the way like normal wood forms is when it's like circular, you just have like the wooden grains that go around it, and it's got this regular pattern. But when you get those warts and you cut them off, it grows so irregularly. You get like these wavy, it's called chatoyancy, which is just like the waves of the grain, and it's so varied and it looks really cool. So I was able to take one of those pieces home. Or if you cut down, like I just saw this on YouTube Shorts, if you cut down a box elder, it's got these like red blood looking streaks in its grain. Whoa. So you can, like, if you get like a nice resin finish to it, it's just like this glowing like wood with red seeping like in the middle of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I just think that's dope. Like I'd love to just bring home the wood from work and use it.
So what tools would you need to build like a charcuterie board?
I think the basics one is like, let's see, a hand saw or a pull saw.
Pull saw being like,
well, a hand saw is like that.
Yeah.
Pull saw is more Japanese, where hand saw you cut on the push and the pull stroke, and then the pull saw is you only cut on the pull stroke.
Okay.
And I guess it's kind of like a preference, but maybe for smaller, more precise cuts, you can go with the pull saw, or a hand saw is just like general, like you're cutting straight. See, I haven't like tinkered around, so I don't know the biggest differences between that. It's just whatever I see online.
Yeah. But
just some type of saw to make cuts. A chisel, maybe. Sandpaper, some type of deal. I don't know if it's called a miter saw or a jigs. Like, it's like a little drill looking thing, and then the saw just goes up and down. So like you can make like if you're trying to cut a circle out in the middle of the wood, like you drill a hole and then you could stick the thing in the middle of it, and you can cut out the hole for like the handle or something.
Okay.
And then you sand it down, and then some type of anything food related, you put like a food safe oil to cover it.
Yeah. Some sort of sealant. Because you were saying like when you seal it, like for the blood elm, it brings out like that color. Or does that? Is there certain seals that do that?
Well, I mean, you got stains, which is like changes the color of the grain. And then you can have different like resin or epoxy finishes that make it like kind of just like reflect light, so it makes it look shiny. I don't know these intricacies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's fair. No, but just trying to pick your brain a little bit.
like,
I feel like I'd enjoy like less of a stain and more of a sealant to like preserve more of the natural color of the wood.
yeah, I think a lot of people don't like to use stain, but you know, with pines, they have a very neutral, like just yellow whatever wood color is, and some people might find that boring. So you put like a stain on it so it has some color to it.
Yeah.
But when you're using like a tree like that's out in your backyard, black walnut has a very nice like dark brown color to it already.
Nice.
So you don't have to stain it. You just give it like a finish, and its natural color is like retained.
Whenever we cut that down, I need to keep some pieces of that to give to you to make something with.
Another example is like a lifelong hobby is bonsai, which is you get good at pruning like these little trees and making sure they stay alive as little trees, and then you get this like awesome Japanese art where you have like a generational tree that you can pass down, or you know, like a 40-year-old like small tree that looks like like a mature like giant tree but in mini form.
Yeah.
Like that's something that you can't get done in 30 hours, but you spend the years of just, you know, taking care of them and just seeing that slow process develop.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to be a 90-year-old man if like, you know, life extension technology doesn't come out, or like bionic, what is it, cyborg like attachment. Like we can't get cyborg attachments. Like I'm a 90-year-old dude just in my cabin. I got the greenhouse in the back with my bonsais, and I'm just like taking care of them.
Dude, so awesome. I mean, that would be perfect. That just sounds like the exact thing that like people need, especially now with like the low attention span. That you just need to find something that you could just take a load off and relax.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you have something to say.
So I was just gonna go back to the book that you were reading. I'm reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
It's a very acclaimed book. I didn't know it came out in like, I think like the 50s.
Yeah.
It's an old book. A lot of the things he talks about in the book seem very outdated to me, but I try to grasp the takeaways from it. But like one part was like trying to apply for different jobs, and it was like the way he worded it was like advertising your personal services, and it's like sending letters to companies, posting in newspaper ads. And I kind of like just skipped like 5-6 pages. I'm like, this doesn't really apply.
No.
But it's interesting. I see it as a self-manifestation book. Like Think and Grow Rich is, he capitalizes these certain words throughout the book, which is like desire, you want, internal, like.
Are you reading it or are you listening to it?
I'm reading it.
You're reading it? Okay. There's a free audiobook version of it on YouTube. It's like 12 hours.
Okay.
I listened to it last summer. 2 summers ago. Yeah, I thought it was okay. The narrator was amazing though.
It was Napoleon narrating.
It was Napoleon himself.
Not Hill.
No,
Napoleon Bonaparte. New Year's stuff. You know, it's the new year, new me type of energy right now. You know, since the new year came out, we wanted to get this episode out. Just go with the motivational hype that everyone's feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's going to the gym. Everyone's, like, making these goals.
Yes, sir. Drinking water.
Like, have you got any resolutions that you've written out or thought of?
I don't have anything written out. My resolution is to write out my resolutions.
Oh. Nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
Would you always just, like, have it in your brain before? Be like, yeah.
I would never really set resolutions. I just kind of go with the flow and not really have any resolutions, really. I want to set goals for myself for this year, and I think those will be pretty much what my resolutions are. I'm going to put them on a piece of paper and hang them up in my room.
Yep.
I'm going to do some goals for the socials and for, like, this side of work. And then I'm also going to do, like, personal goals.
Yeah.
So
you haven't thought of any really, right?
My family asked me. I want to keep consistent with all my good habits. That's just like a super blanket one, but working out, doing jujitsu,
Yeah.
getting good sleep, drinking water, doing cold plunges, saunas, eating healthy.
So kind of just continuing the stuff that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Not like putting them off to the side.
Right.
Which I think doesn't have to be a resolution. It's just like just an overall goal that you want to keep going for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I don't really like see if I want to do something, especially after all of our conversations and reading that book, you just got to do it now. There shouldn't be like a thing that says, okay, now it's time to do this. Like the start of a new year.
Celia predicted that maybe you're not exactly this type of like the alpha male who's like, fuck New Year's resolutions. You can start the new goals right now.
Yeah.
Just do it now.
Celia, you were right.
I feel the same way, but I don't think it's a reason to knock down New Year's resolutions. It's just you got to have a different mindset where it's like just being consistent with it.
Yeah.
And not setting arbitrarily like high goals. Like I can give you mine, for example.
Yeah.
If you want to hear them.
I do.
I wrote them out in my notes thing. I divided them up into different categories, and I pinned it in my notes app just so I would always see it whenever I open the notes, which I do fairly often. In my health section, I try to keep it like simple and something that's very easy to follow, which is one, eliminate soda. I've noticed like I'm just drinking a little bit more soda recently, and it's just unnecessary sugar, and I just want to just drink water. Like I'm allowing myself water, coffee, and like orange juice.
Yeah.
Cause like, I don't know. I think there's just no point.
There's really not. Yeah, you could kind of like give yourself a pass on with like some like Zevias or something like that, but
I gave myself a pass on Olipop's, which is like a probiotic drink.
Bro, Kate has been loving those recently.
Yeah, Celia put me on to those when they were like kind of getting popular, maybe like a year or two ago, and we get them as like nice little drinks for each other occasionally.
Sweet.
They got like fucking, what is it? What kind of fiber is it? Dietary fiber? No.
They're
What's the fiber for gut health? Just fiber.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure.
They have some type of fiber that helps with gut health.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, I think you get like either from broccoli or beans maybe. Dietary fiber. I swear it's that.
Is it a kombucha drink?
No.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's a good solid drink for the body. Keep that gut happy.
It's only got like 2 grams of sugar maybe.
Oh, nothing. A Coke is what, 50?
Yeah, 50.
It's crazy.
Yeah, this is a simple one. Just eliminate soda, and I feel like it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Get consistent 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, right after this podcast, I'm probably go home and get ready for bed.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, emphasis on consistent. There'll be some days where I get 7 because I gotta stay up late for something, or I just wanna. Because it's like, if you only prioritize work, then your mental health might go down.
Yeah.
So I just want to do something that's not work.
For sure.
And then I've realized I still want to work out. Ever since I've started to work, I haven't worked out.
Mm-hmm.
And then this long weekend of New Year's, I was able to go get a workout in with our boy, full court press. We did a chest workout.
Nice.
And it felt good. Like I enjoyed going for a PR. I did 2 plates.
225?
Yeah, 225
for
one.
Oh my gosh, where was the video of that?
I told Alvin I didn't need the video.
Was that that couldn't have been Alvin's first time going for 225, was it?
No.
Okay.
He's already reached that. He's going for whatever 230.
Yeah.
235.
235. So adding a 10 or adding
5 on each.
Yeah. Because he was moving that like it was butter.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Sheesh.
Yeah.
Showed him some love in the comments.
My chest felt fine, but then we did a whole bunch of tricep exercises, and then yesterday, like, my tricep was just like super sore. I was like I didn't like the sore feeling, but I was like, felt good to work out like that. Whatever, serotonin release,
Yeah,
or whatever it is that gets released when you work out.
Yeah, it's not dopamine. I think it is serotonin.
Yeah, and but the thing is, the thing with work is that it is laborious, where I'm on my feet all day, like, doing work, but it's not like a intentional, like, bout of energy where, like, I'm heaving. So for my examples, I wrote weightlifting, which is like if I have a high intensity workout, then I can feel like that, or going on like a mile run, or I wrote playing basketball, like that's gonna have me heaving by the end of it. Yeah. Or maybe like try out kettlebell workouts, just like 3 times a week, do something where I'm getting my heart rate up. Yeah, heart rate. There we go. That's a more simple way. The zone 3 stuff.
Yeah, zone 3, zone 2. Do something. What is it? What would you say? 3 times a week to increase your heart rate?
Yeah, just
as much as you can.
Just something where I put effort into exercising.
Yeah, I love that. That's a retweet right there, or whatever they call it on X now.
Re-X.
A repost.
And then let me go down the list. Yeah. I have a wealth section, so I try to set a specific goal, which is decrease student debt in half. So what I learned in Think and Grow Rich is, like, you have to set specific goals. So you're like, I want to make a certain amount of money. You can't just say I want to get rich. You got to say I want to make $100,000. You know, that sets in your mind a definite goal, which is easier for the mind to create, like, an idea for it, rather than, oh, I want to get rich. Like, what's something that can get me rich? Or I want to make $100,000. All right, I can do this, do that, work my way towards it.
I like that.
So cut student debt in half. I feel like I can do more than that, but setting it in half might be easier.
Nice.
And then I wrote this as like a general thing, just like make diverse investments. So got my savings, open up my Roth, maybe some crypto. If you ever give me some insider stuff, real estate.
Ooh. Real estate, yeah. I've actually got a call with somebody tomorrow during lunch about a little real estate talk, someone that my mom connected me with.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to talk about just, like, commercial investing. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, that's...
But, like, diverse investments, just get my money growing in different places.
Did you see that the Roth IRA cap is now at $7,000 a year?
Yeah.
So $583 is what you need to put in a month to max that out. Something to consider.
Maybe something.
Maybe. That's something that I guess that could be something. One of my resolutions is to max that out. I almost want that to be like a non-negotiable type deal.
Yeah, if anyone's curious, I divvied up into, like, those general categories, so health, wealth, and I write out the general goal, and then I write out some descriptions, so it's more thought out rather than just like a 3-sentence line like remove soda. Even though that's simplistic in itself, it's like, why do I want to just remove soda? I want to just drink water and be more healthy. Like, just like, oh yeah, I wrote to myself, drink a cup of water as soon as I wake up. Like, I not rarely do that, but if I intentionally just drink a cup of water in the morning, I know it's going to help me out.
Yeah, for sure. Help you wake up, get your body started. There's just so many good things.
But in my last section, I have hobbies. Yeah. So it's, I got complete 1 wood project per month. Just something like I just need to start. And if I have 1 wood project per month, I feel like it's not that hard. Get like 3 or 4 weekends, maybe some like afternoons to do it. Read at least 12 books a month, so 1 book per month. shouldn't be that hard. I want to just read more, stay off my phone. Don't go on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah. No.
Forget about that noise. And then these are some niche ones, but learn how to draw nature. I got this book from Barnes and Noble. It was like a crazy good sale, and it just like takes you through the steps of like how you can begin to draw nature, which is like draw some simple leaves, and then like draw like a flower, and then like work your way up.
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, I love that part about Arthur Morgan where he
Same
like
here.
draw his landscapes like that he'd see.
Yeah, and like when I first discovered that you can like go back through his journal and it's like drawn out of even like the random side encounters you have. I took like half an hour and just like scrolled all the way back to the beginning and just like went through everything that I've done so far.
Damn. I as soon as it said open up your journal, like I opened it up and I read through it right away.
Yeah.
So whenever it said new journal entry, I would just be keeping up. So I never really. It's like ever since from the beginning of the game. I was
you
like,
were always keeping up with it. Yeah.
Like even though it already happened, I just wanted to see what Arthur Morgan had to say about it.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Peak. Did that win Game of the Year?
No. God of War beat it.
From what I've heard, that's like Jordan versus LeBron.
Yeah. Except I think Red Dead is Jordan.
So you think Red Dead's? I don't know. I had a big argument with everybody pretty much against me. They were all Team Jordan, and I was Team LeBron.
Well, I haven't paid attention to basketball in forever,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have the proper arguments to make. But I like LeBron over Jordan just because LeBron's more closer to my generation.
Yeah. We don't really have the time either to discuss the whole thing on that. Why don't you continue?
And then the last one is improve upon my Lithuanian or learn Russian some more. Because I've already got a base for Russian. I can read it. I know like some basic words and everything. It's essentially just learning more words and then using them.
Yeah. Who would you practice Russian with?
I mean, my parents speak Russian. I'd listen to Russian songs. I'd understand them.
So I listen to Russian. No goes not.
Our boy, the rapper.
Our boy, love him.
Those are my basic resolutions.
Heck yeah.
I feel like this is a lot, but
No, I love it.
These were all what I had in my mind.
Yeah, I love how you added those little sentences, almost like those to me feel like that's like a good way. Like if you start getting off track, go back and look at those, and that'll just like lock you back in.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love the way you set that up, and that's really motivating me to health, wealth, and hobbies.
Yeah.
And build around that. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Like the thing is, like this list can be endless. There's like so many things I want to do.
Yeah.
But I have to keep it to a minimum, or it's gonna be just too much. Like I want to learn more tree biology. Like sooner. I'll be more on the pesticide part of my job, which is like going out and spraying trees. And that's not as labor intensive as tree work, but kind of gives me an opportunity to learn like what diseases affect the trees and, you know, just what do you use to treat them. I want to improve upon that. I like some professional stuff, just get my pay up and get my brain up.
Get that money.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I had in this New Year's section also different articles that were predicting stuff for 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And 2024 is an election year to start off with, which means at the end of the year, Donald J. Trump or Joe Biden will win the presidency.
You think that those guys are going to be the candidates?
It doesn't really look like it's going to be anybody else unless Joe Biden gets a stroke and Donald Trump goes to jail. Those are the two main candidates.
And they are very likely. They are incredibly likely to happen.
Connecting to some news later in the pod, but we can just bring it up right now. Trump has been taken off a couple of state ballots. First started off in Colorado. They're I don't know what to say, their justice system, whatever you call it. The judges decided to take him off because I think it's the 14th Amendment or whatever. It's just like whatever government official takes part in treason, basically, can't run for office. So they're saying like him kind of like insinuating the January 6th stuff is taking part in treason.
Yeah, interesting.
I think it was them and Maine that took Donald Trump off the ballots.
Couple of hard hitters right there.
I mean, I don't think Colorado was really going to vote for Donald Trump. And then Maine, probably another blue state as well.
Yeah.
But the little thing with that is, like, do states reserve the right to just take them off the ballot? That's the whole argument going on here, which I think, like, then you're kind of diving into a space where, like, our government is picking who we get to pick as president.
That's true.
Which kind of just, even though the electoral system's already kind of shady, just making it more shadier where you can't pick the candidate.
Right.
Like, I think people were, like, you can write them in, but I don't know.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it just feels like a taking away of a right, like the right to choose, which is what a democracy is.
Mm-hmm. What else do we even have a choice? Like, I want Joe Biden to just step down and just have someone else go on. I want Donald Trump to go away and just have someone else go on, because, like, well, maybe, like, Joe Biden, I don't want to spew, like, random political takes, but, you know, there's goods and bads with both of them.
Yes.
Who are you voting for 2024, Liam?
Let us know in the comments, because I will not be saying.
It's hard to pick, you know.
We don't even know who the candidates are yet.
No, we don't, but it's very likely. So one of these articles predicted that Joe Biden was going to win. That's the connection right there. They think it's going to be super close, but people are not going to like drastic change, so they're going to stick with Biden. That's the overall consensus, I believe, with this one article. Not everybody.
It's wild to think that, like, that would be the two options, just with how Biden just does not really look like he's fully there. Like, mentally, he just mentally and physically, I just feel like he's not able to do the job for another 4 years. And Trump is just an absolute wild man who has so much baggage and honestly, like, awful things tied to him. It's like, why would you really want either of those guys to go in?
And they're both old fucks.
Yeah, they are. But
Biden's going to be 84, and then Trump's going to be like 81, I think. Or 80.
Oh, my gosh. Trump does not really feel like he's... Like, Biden seems a lot farther along than Trump does. I don't know.
Wait.
They're pumping... They got to start pumping Biden with the stuff they have in Trump.
He's 77. Okay. So he'll be...
and Biden's...
He's going to be 78 if he becomes president.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would just want someone younger.
Jackson Hathaway.
Oh, him?
Start it now.
Bring him in.
Bring him in.
Like, for... I don't know. This one person said, like, just like governors, like the Chicago governor, Pritzker. Gavin Newsom is, like, one of the other Democratic candidates. He hasn't announced that he's going to run. He said he's not going to run. But if I think Biden steps down, then he might step up. But he's the California governor, which I don't think anyone would want.
Nobody would want him. The Florida guy, DeSantis, I think people would like.
I don't like him. I think really he's a fucking... He's like a weird... I don't know what to call it, like a gnome or something. He's a weird gnome.
He's a gnome, and the California guy is just awful. I think I'm excited because I think throughout this year, it's an election year. That'll be something that we cover on like a bi-weekly basis and start to learn more. So we can we can keep up with it. We can see like the evolution of how Thomas goes from like uncertain now into like just completely pro-Trump by the end of it, wearing like a MAGA hat.
I get Marco on the pod.
So here's the thing, guys. Donald Trump. Just kidding. Shout out Sean Strickland. If you Theo Vaughn's podcast, he's had a few great guests on. He had Sean Strickland on, and it came out yesterday. It got deep.
Deep?
Yeah, like you're familiar kind of with Strickland,
Yeah.
how he acts. Like about like 60% way through the podcast, they both were like crying.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like they both
Wow.
They both opened up. Both those guys have like a lot of trauma in their past, so yeah, the waterworks just started flowing.
Did your waters work?
No, I was working, so I had to keep it in. But I will not, like, I won't lie. I did get a little teary-eyed because that's just a normal reaction, I feel like.
I got a little tear-eyed. This does not relate, but there's a new Godzilla movie. It's called G-1.
Uh-huh.
And I have not seen any other Godzilla movie, but I think this is probably the best one. It's in Japanese. And I don't know. It might win some awards. Who knows?
You saw it in theaters?
Yeah. It was fucking amazing. Like you cared about the characters. You followed along with the story. Godzilla kind of made sense, and like it was just like incredibly well done. And like at the end, I don't want to spoil it, but like someone shows up or whatever, and then like I didn't cry, but like I just had a single tear. I was like, wow.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. G-1. Godzilla G-1?
It's just G-1.
Just G-1. Okay.
I don't know why it's called -1. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's just what it's called.
Japanese play on words.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows? Just maybe just not to call it Godzilla.
Yeah.
Because like Celia saw like a different one and said it was like one of the worst movies she's seen. But saying like when we saw this one together, she said it was the best.
Nice. We're at a minute or an hour 10.
Okay. Some other things on this like 2024 predictions, kind of random, but I guess North Korea is gonna do a 7th nuclear test. That's like a prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on with North Korea. But, like they've been slowly testing nukes, and you know how like Donald Trump went over there and talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's like getting aggressive again.
Kim Jong-un.
Oh God, my computer farted.
No. All right, let me open it up real quick.
I got it.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird because I opened this up on an archive website. Which no, I didn't. I did it for a different one.
Mm-hmm.
They predict a lot of or more coups in Africa because apparently there's been some coups going on where people are just taking over African states or African countries. So they think more will happen. I think it's pretty interesting. Right before this pod, I listened to an episode about all the wars that happened in 2023. I can't say the specific statistic, but it's the first time in a long time where there's been more wars than the previous year. So there's stuff, obviously, in Ukraine, Israel, stuff's going on in Syria. India has some internal struggle. Haiti's got stuff going on. Mexico with the cartel.
Somalia. Their civil war has been going on since like 2009.
Yeah, Somalia is happening. Myanmar's been under a civil war for such a long time, or like a military coup kind of thing. Indonesia is got some work going on.
Venezuela did they invade Guyana?
No, but that's kind of like the worry because Guyana just struck some oil. So that might be like a tension building up there.
Yeah.
But just like listening to all these, and then like the whole like kind of like belt in Africa, like a bunch of like militaries are coming together because there's a humongous terrorist group that's like just like taking over.
Jeez.
I don't know. It's crazy to think outside of our little bubble, there's just so much shit going on, and then we in China just have our hands like going in, kind of like trying to move our pawns.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
But and speaking of which, I think it's interesting to think all these moves being done between the U.S. and China, like just like making moves to, I guess not protect, but like oh, we're afraid of China, we're gonna do this. China's like, oh, we want to keep our power going, so we're gonna do this. Like Taiwan could be a worry for next year or this year.
Yeah, it could. The East China Sea. There's a possibility that we've got some submarines out there already going to war.
Yep.
China building man-made islands and just dropping airfields on them to get ready to launch crafts over to Taiwan.
Yeah, this article said more dangerous maneuvers in the South China Sea.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like something. Sweden finally joins NATO.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I guess something on a lighter note, there might be like a vaccine that's pushed out for malaria.
Oh, sweet.
But I mean that's like the prediction. Like
Yeah.
the global community is gonna push towards that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's an educated prediction. Like there's been some.
There's
stuff
2
going on.
malaria vaccines being slowly rolled out across disease-vulnerable countries in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
An estimated 619,000 people died of malaria in Africa in 2021. Many of them
Wow.
children.
Oh, wow.
So that'd be pretty cool.
That would be amazing.
And then this other article.
Hopefully those military groups don't stop the spread of that vaccine.
I mean, who knows? Like,
or even the governments, you know.
let's see.
Is this the finance one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one, that's where I pulled the, they predicted that the housing market was going to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
That there wouldn't be a crash, but it would decrease a little bit. They predicted that the overall stock market would, well, actually, it was like a bunch of surveys that they took. And the majority of the readers predicted that the stock market would increase by like either 10%, above 10%, or like 8%. So they're predicting we're going to have another good year. I think it went up by 10% this year. I actually don't remember what else was on there.
They had a section called Black Swan events. I thought this one was interesting. The adoption of a 4-day work week in the U.S. And that's been rolled out in either Iceland or Greenland. And they found good results from it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so instead of a 40-hour work week, it's a 32-hour work week. I'm for that.
Yeah.
Not because I'm lazy, but I think I just don't think people should work as much. More time just to live life.
Yeah, for sure.
Rather than the mandated 5-day work week or 40-hour or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's rough. Like, you hit a wall at a point throughout the week, and that usually is around 32 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how productive can Fridays possibly be for the majority of people?
Yeah.
On average, it's got to be the least productive day of the week.
That was one part of the study. It's just productivity was the same or increased when you reduced it to 4 days.
Makes sense. I like it. Let's push it.
I mean, yeah.
Pillbox is behind the 4-hour work week. Stamp it.
That's pretty much all I got. I don't know.
Okay.
If you got any predictions for yourself in 2024, any personal takes? Is UFC going to explode or?
UFC last year, 2023 was probably one of their best years ever. And 2021 was also one of their best years. So they've just been on a rocket ship trajectory. I don't think that they're going to be able to hold the momentum this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty much going to stagnate, but they've also gone so high that I think they're just in a great spot right now. I think slap fighting is going to die off.
Good.
I
I don't think there's a reason for it to just still keep going.
No, definitely not. And I think there is going to be an attempt to like integrate Apple Vision Pro with whatever like the next iPhone model is.
Interesting.
At the end of 24.
Because they already announced it last year.
Yeah.
So some type of integration would be pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to afford it, but
No.
it'd be pretty sick.
No, that would be like a year's worth of my fun budget. Oh, speaking of, this is kind of off topic. I'll say it quick, but I had to use my emergency fund.
Oh.
In an emergency, and it was so nice having it. My battery died on me, so I had to go to just Batteries Plus and go get a new battery for like $300 for my car.
Oh, for your car.
For my car, and it was nice having that emergency fund where I could just pull it out, and then when I got paid, I just refilled it right away.
Where is the emergency fund in?
Mine's in a high yield savings account.
And you're allowed to, what is it called when you take money out? Withdraw. You're allowed to just withdraw from it?
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a few days because it's in a different account than my checking.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, you can withdraw it without any penalties. And since it's got a great interest rate of 4.5%, I think, you're basically getting like $4.50 for every $1,000 you have in there a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a little over 1,000.
Wait, a month?
Every month you're getting an extra $5.
I don't think it works like that. I think
it technically is more.
what I've learned is that because it's percent like APY,
Mm-hmm.
average percent yield.
Yeah.
And I think for most places it's on a yearly basis. So like it does like for math, like once a month goes by, it does like what 1 month out of the 12. So like 12 months would be 4%, and then whatever divided by 12 1 month would be. So I think that's a percent. So you'd get for $1,000 in a year for $4.50. I might get that might be wrong math, but that's just what I remember reading.
Okay. I feel like that might be wrong. Because I've seen like monthly, I've seen like my
Your
amount
interest
like jump up by like $10
okay
a month at one point.
all right, then maybe I am wrong.
I will have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Because then that's how you get like so much power with like the compound interest, is that you're getting 5% on your money, then you're 5% on the money that you already accumulated, and it keeps growing on top of itself.
Tax shout out: if you make more than $10 from interest, you gotta report it to IRS. I've only made $1 in interest.
I ain't doing that. Wait, how?
Well, because I started off only like in November, and then I've just only been slowly putting my money in. I've only gotten like maybe $1 or $3 in interest.
What account are you in right now? Are you in SoFi?
No, in Discover.
And it's you said it's like a 4.4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I'd be interested to take a look at that after we're done with this.
Okay, but the emergency fund, yeah.
It worked. It was there, and it was huge. And now it's refilled. And
I'm surprised you took it out of the emergency. My stingy ass would have been like, oh, this is a needs, I guess.
No, that's why the fund's there. That's why the fund's there. Because that technically, I mean, that's an emergency, I think.
Yeah, because you need your car.
Yeah, and like, just, I guess it depends on the situation. I knew I was going to be able to replenish it.
Fairly quick.
Fairly quickly, yeah. But now it makes me want to build up that fund a little bit more to like 3 months or 6 months. Because right now it's just at 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
And I think building it up a little bit heftier would be nice.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to topic.
Yeah, sorry.
UFC doing really well, and Apple Vision Pro.
Mm-hmm. For you?
For me, I've got no clue. I kind of. Let's see. What's a big one? What could be something?
If you don't have one right now, that's fine.
At the moment, no.
Okay.
No big predictions. I think like the election news is gonna take over American media, and then we're just not gonna pay attention to huge things happening around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like we'll get distracted.
The flight logs, Epstein's flight logs. Everybody's getting distracted. Speaking of, just a few quick things that we can check off our list. The Detroit Pistons are the worst team in NBA history. The Pistons broke the record that was previously held by the 2010-11 Cavs and the 2013-14 76ers for the most consecutive losses in NBA history. It used to be at 26. The Pistons got up to 28 losses in a row. Shout out to Monty Williams and the Detroit Pistons for playing their lottery pick, Asar Thompson, like 15 minutes a night recently. I have no clue why. It's just sad. Sad organization. Secondly, another quick piece of news. Google may be spying on your Rule 34 shenanigans. You heard that right. Google settled a lawsuit for $5 billion, alleging that it spied on users using incognito mode in its Chrome browser, misleading users by implying their internet activities would not be tracked, while advertising technologies continued to collect information.
Yep.
Arthur Morgan Rule 34 was...
They saw that.
Unfortunately, they saw that. Pop that up on the green screen.
Right there. Brokeback Mountain featuring...
No.
Brokeback Mountain featuring Arthur Morgan.
Arthur Morgan and John Marston.
Yeah, I don't have any Rule 34 shenanigans, but when I looked up like privacy stuff on Reddit, like, you know, should I use Google versus Safari versus like DuckDuckGo, and I think a lot of people don't like any of them. Like, you use a VPN, use other stuff to like really block what or like keep your privacy going, but yeah. Google is arguably very bad in terms of privacy, so I only use Safari. But I mean, which is weird, like when I open up Safari, the search engine still goes to Google, so I don't really know like how that works.
I mean, the reason it does that is there's probably just a setting in your Safari that has it defaulted that way. Yeah.
But like, what other search engine is it going to, like, Safari doesn't have its own search engine. It's just like its own like browser.
Yeah, it could be Bing, could be Yahoo. I think Firefox doesn't have their own.
Oh, well.
Yeah, who knows?
$5 billion, though. That's insane.
That's insane, but for
my gosh.
Google, it's nothing.
No.
It's nothing.
But
that is a lot. I wonder who that goes to, though. Does it go to just like why did I not get a letter in the mail or an email saying that I qualified for this suit and I could have like won $100 or something?
Who knows? Yeah, who are they paying, I guess, is the question. Like, who sued?
Crazy stuff. We are at an hour 26.
All right, we got some quick news.
Yeah.
I think one thing I wanted to hit up, just like any disaster news we cover, we'll bring it up really quickly and then just go over it. But Japan, Monday morning, the day after New Year's Eve, they got hit by crazy earthquakes, and then right after that, they got warnings like for one of the worst tsunamis they've ever had. And then I think like a couple days after that, I mean, it's January 3rd, so I think today or yesterday I saw like two planes crashed into each other in Japan, and like 5 people died. God. So it's kind of insane what's happening right now there.
Yeah. And I like what you said. Thomas wrote in our notes, reminds me of 2020.
No, but the 2020 was insane because like you didn't know exactly like the pandemic was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So once the year started, you had I wrote down Australian fires, and then COVID began, and then the pandemic shut everything down. The NBA like stopped, and Tom Hanks got COVID. Like the world was just horrible, and then
Kobe Bryant died.
Kobe died. That sucked.
That was bad.
Murder
hornets.
Yep, murder hornets were found in the U.S.
Riots. George Floyd happened.
I was looking through like what happened in 2020, and I just forgot that George Floyd and then the riots happened after that.
Dude, that might be like the craziest year, not the craziest year of all time, because we've had like World War II and like massive world wars before, but of the 20th century or the 21st century rather.
I mean, just so far, it just seems crazy.
Yeah.
And, 3 days into January and, like, these earthquakes happening in Japan, you don't know what can come along with it. There's already, like, ongoing wars happening.
Mm-hmm. Things could go bad real fast.
Yeah. So let's move on.
Yeah.
Just like I said. You got Conor McGregor. Announced his return.
Yeah, I'll cover this quickly. The Mac is back to face Michael Chandler at International Fight Week in Las Vegas, July 20-something that week. And I'm interested to what you think, because you're not as into UFC as I am. But I laid out a few things that are going against McGregor. A combined fracture of his tibia and his fibia, and I believe his left leg.
Mm-hmm.
A 2-year layoff from fighting, which historically we've seen ring rust be like a major reason for a lot of guys losing. Case in point, Colby Covington recently. And also suspected heavy PED usage, which was used to heal that injury but could also have effects. My question to you is, does the Notorious One get a win in July?
That's when he's going to play?
That's when he's going to fight, yeah.
And Michael Chandler.
Iron Michael Chandler. Who I guess it would be better if you knew about him a little bit.
Just from looks of it, I'm going to say...
He also hasn't fought since last year, I believe.
Since last year?
Yeah, 2022 was his last fight. But, I mean, yeah.
I think I've got Michael Chandler. Because, like, you just can't believe in the hype. I remember when I got to watch... Who was it that trained with David Goggins?
Tony Ferguson,
and he lost.
Incredibly different case.
I know it's incredibly different, but people were hyped because, like, oh, he's with David Goggins. He's insane.
Yeah.
Even though I think he was old.
Yeah, old. 5-fight losing streak. CTE. A lot of stuff. But yeah, I believe that Conor McGregor is gonna catch Michael Chandler with the left hand.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna catch him, yeah.
All right, I'll put down my emergency savings on that bet.
I'm putting the 401k on it. I'm dropping the Roth IRA. Okay. Something that we were gonna cover, but it kind of got pushed back, was the Epstein flight logs were scheduled to release tonight. Due to an unknown person that they're saying is Jane Doe, thinking that she would be an imminent physical threat if her name were to be released on that flight log. It got pushed back to the end of January. So just more shenanigans, not allowing for this to get released.
Do you remember that documentary on Netflix that came out about Epstein?
Yeah.
When did it come out? Like, I think it was a year before the pandemic, or
2019?
Yeah. Or was it during?
I thought it was after 21.
Oh, 2021.
Yeah, let me check real quick.
Cuz you had Oh no, it was probably after. Yeah, it was after. Cuz you had Tiger King and then that.
No, is it this Filthy Rich one? 2020.
Oh.
Well, that's the trailer. Still though, first episode 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heart of COVID.
So, no, yeah, basically in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the beginning. Yeah.
And it's been 4 years, and there's still stuff coming out for it.
Yeah.
You got Bill Clinton on there, Donald Trump himself hanging out with Epstein,
Prince George or King George?
Prince George. I don't fucking pay attention, but one of them,
Yeah.
Brits, and
Fuck the redcoats.
fuck them, fuck the United Kingdom, bunch of sallywaggers. Who else? That Microsoft dude, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Aaron Rodgers was saying that Jimmy Kimmel was on it.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Silly. So silly.
I don't know. I guess it's something to cover when it does come out.
Yeah, I think so. Thomas.
Wait. I didn't get to bring this up, but
yes.
in our little month hiatus,
Mm-hmm.
I've already been into sci-fi and astronomy stuff, but I've dived so deep.
Oh my
into it.
God.
Not like super deep, but like, listening to my sci-fi sleep podcast, whatever, like
Yeah.
almost consistently. And then I found this other YouTube channel just describing more sci-fi shit, and then my YouTube shorts just being Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about like space.
Nice.
And I need to put you on. Like, I need to have an episode where I just dive deep into all this shit.
You really do.
Because, like, what really sparked it for me was, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about, like, stars forming.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't really know how a star forms. So I found this, like, 40-minute video where, like, it dives deep into how they form. And then I was astounded. I was like, this is so fucking cool. And then, yeah. Because, like, our solar system is, like, special. It's, like, rare. Because I think Jupiter formed first, and then somehow, just like the way the star thing is, it's too hot for like planets like Earth or Mercury to form first. So gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn form first, and then you got Neptune and Uranus farther out. And because of Jupiter, they were able to like stop meteors from falling into like disrupting Earth, because they go into these like fireball modes kind of, and if like something like hits them, it can disrupt it. It's crazy. And I just wanted to say that I've dived in so deep.
I love it.
Like learning about black holes, how stars form, and then just more sci-fi shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like the most recent one I've listened to is cleaning space garbage.
Cleaning space garbage.
Because like the more things you have in space, the more little things can hit it, and like you got to think something orbiting around space is going super fast. So like a little thing that's like barely bigger than a grain of sand can impact something like a bullet in space because of how fast it's going.
Yeah.
So then you got to worry about, like, if you have all these things chipping and eroding in space, then one problem could be that there's so much stuff that you can't even fly out into space because you'll just get obliterated.
Oh.
It's not the most realistic thing, but it is a worry that, like, it's like a domino effect where, like, one thing hits, turns into 2 to 4 to 8.
Yeah.
You know?
Dang.
It's just so random, but
The sci-fi. Over the trip, Tiki was kind of like soying, similar to what you were just doing, about his like Warhammer guys.
Oh yeah,
that he listens to, and it just got me thinking. It was like I want to find some channel like that in a niche that I enjoy that is just like really good at that storytelling that you could just throw on and listen to. I haven't found it yet.
I don't know. Would you say you're a sci-fi guy or space guy? Because sci-fi is not necessarily just space, but
yeah, I mean, I enjoy
aspect.
space. Yeah, I like it. I'm not like giving them big old back massage like you are. I'm more of a like wave to it across the street type of guy.
I like that analogy.
But no, yeah, I'll respect space from afar for sure.
Okay, well, hopefully on an episode I can make you enjoy space from up close.
Yeah.
And then I think that wraps it up for episode 50.
I think so. Thanks, everybody, for watching.